Hey guys, so I am doing a book review today for A Good Marriage by Kimberly McBride. So, first of all, I'm always saying that I need to do more book reviews and then I never do, but I figured I just need to start doing it and then it'll be done, obviously. But I recently finished this book and I really enjoyed it, and I hadn't heard a lot about this book before I got it, so I thought, why not do a book review myself? So if you're looking to read this, you have a little more information going in, so this will be spoiler free. I gave it 4.5 out of 5 stars, which is a great rating for me. Before I get into a review, I just want to point out I did not notice the creepy man behind her until, when was it? I was reading this book for a few days, I think, and I looked down at the cover and saw him and I jumped. I was so freaked out because I did not see him. Yeah, so if you're like me and you didn't spot him yet, he is very terrifying looking. This is a domestic thriller, I think you would call it, and it takes place in New York City, and it's actually following a lawyer who works for a law firm in New York City, and her old law school buddy reached out to her because he is in prison and his wife ended up dead at the bottom of the stairs in their home, and so he's being charged with murder, obviously. He really wants her to represent him, and she does not want to do this at all. She does not do criminal law or violent law at all. She does more fraud type of law, and she stays clear of the violence because of her past and what has happened in her past with her family. So she does not want to do this at all. She kind of gets pulled into it though, and sets off this whole chain of events with her personal life getting dragged into it and learning all of the secrets from her old law school friend. And this was really good. It did seem a little bit slow, and I didn't really know where we were headed because things that I thought would have happened within the first couple chapters were happening like 200 pages into the story. So I didn't know why it was taking so long to get there. I didn't know what the end goal of the story was actually going to be, considering it was taking so long to get to certain points. But those last 100+ pages were incredible. I really felt like I knew what was coming, and there were some things I did call that I was really proud of myself for, so I was really happy with that. But there were other, and I thought, oh, that was it, that's what we were gonna discover. The author threw in some crazy twists and turns in here I did not see coming whatsoever. I was really so surprised by how interwoven the story became. You're kind of following a bit of an unreliable narrator. I don't know if you would consider her completely to be one, but there's definitely some things that she's hiding about her past, and you don't really know what they are, and you're kind of led to believe certain things from our main character, and it's not until the end that you find out the truth about them, or that they were wrong the whole time. So I like an unreliable narrator. I think it makes things more spicy, and it just throws in another element to thriller because you don't really know what's going on with our person who's trying to tell the story, let alone what the other story is. So I really enjoyed that. And the guy who she's representing, Zach, first of all, you get a vibe from him in the beginning that he's not, completely cool. There's something a little wonky with him, but how his character pans out through the story is just shocking, and I loved it. I would recommend this. I got this in my May Book of the Month box, so I'm really happy that I got this. I mentioned in my reading vlog when I was reading this that I almost skipped May's month selection because I wasn't really feeling any of the books, and then I just decided, I'll just get this thriller because it'll probably be somewhat enjoyable, and I'm really glad that I ended up getting it. And like I said, I did not see any reviews beforehand. I hadn't seen anyone really talking about this book, so I'm really glad that I was able to kind of go into it blind and without any expectations for if it was supposed to be good or if it was supposed to be bad or whatnot. So I really enjoyed it, but I do have to say I am not a predominantly thriller murder mystery reader. I do love thrillers and murder mysteries, but I don't read them all too much, so it still felt refreshing to me. And I don't know if you read a lot of these, if this would just seem like any other one. I personally didn't think it seemed like other thrillers I've read, but maybe if you solely read those or you read a lot more of them, you may find that. But like I said, I didn't feel that way. I really enjoyed it, and I would recommend it to someone who is into a thriller. I didn't even mention it takes place in New York City, but you're really following the lives of these people who live in this really kind of bougie Brooklyn neighborhood, and you're following these parents of these kids who go to this Brooklyn country day school, and they're all kind of like posh, but their whole thing, their whole look is to be wealthy but not show the wealth that much. Like, it's a really subtle, confusing thing, and it dives into that in this book as well. Another thing I want to mention that I really liked, like honestly, if this wasn't in the book, I don't think I would have liked it as much by any stretch. So you're actually following the one who's murdered, Amanda, the wife. You get to follow her story for the week before she's actually murdered. So you're learning about her life, then the week leading up to her death, and I really liked that we had that in the story. Like I said, if we did not have that, I don't know if I would have liked it as much, but I really liked learning about Amanda. I really liked learning about her friends in this neighborhood and learning about how she was fitting in with them. You're learning about her marriage, about her friends' marriages, and even the marriage of the lawyer who's investigating this case. You're learning about her marriage and how it's falling apart. So I really liked this behind the scenes look into the dark parts of people's lives and marriages. So enough talking about this, I just wanted to give a quick review, my quick thoughts on A Good Marriage. If you've read it, please let me know so we can chat about it. I want to hear what you thought. If you thought it stood out among other thrillers, or if you thought it was just kind of middle of the road, let me know because I'd love to chat. But thank you so much for watching, and happy reading.